Hi everybody, in this video I'm going to be going over what the basic requirements are for the Soundboard app, and feel free to go above and beyond and build anything extra that you want to build too, but these are just the basics that you should have. So the first thing you should have is 4 buttons and 4 sounds. You could use the sounds that I use from Daft Punk's Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger, or you could use any sounds that you'd like. If you'd like to find some sounds and don't know where to look, you can go to freesound.org and make a free account with them. And they have tons and tons and tons of sounds, from notes to screaming to sound effects. That's all for free that you could download. Just keep in mind that your sound files should not have any spaces in them. If they do have spaces, they won't play. And that's a big bug that you won't be able to figure out how to fix until you get rid of the spaces. So if you need to have some sort of space or something to indicate a space, you can use a dash or an underscore to indicate a space was there. Also, make sure that your sound buttons and your sound files play when the buttons are pressed. All right, that's kind of important. The right button needs to be pressed for the right sound to be played. All right, you should also use a switch at the top and a conditional in the blocks to make it so that if the switch is turned on, the volume will go down to about 10. And if you switch the switch off, then the volume should come back up to about 90 or so, or 100 if you want. There are some advanced options if you want to go for it. Please feel free to do so. The first option is pretty easy. I want you to try to add a slider so that the user can control the volume on the screen. All right, so there would be a slider on there, and if you slid it up, the volume would go up. If you slid it down, then the volume would go down. You could also add in a text input and a button next to it so that the user could also write in a word like wow, and the phone would say wow, right, in the robotic voice. Another option is you can use a different component called the audio recorder component. This component will actually record the audio that comes into the mic, and then the user then in the back end you can connect it to a button so that the user can create their own sound just using the microphone from their phone. And then the last thing and the major task for this lesson is to create a paper prototype. As you probably notice, it's not very easy to move things around in the screen, right? To make your screen look exactly the way you want it to look. So because of that, a lot of people, and actually all programmers and developers, will first write down what their idea looks like. And as you can see above me, right, we can see that people are actually drawing what the actual screen is going to look like. This is going to make it a lot easier on your life, because if you put something on the screen and then you realize later that you don't like it, you have spent tons and tons of time getting it exactly where you want it, and then you just have to throw it all away and start fresh again. So if you draw it out first, that could be your brainstorm, your what we call a paper prototype, and you're going to use that to then figure out how or what your screen really should look like. That's it for this lesson. Create your paper prototype, and I'll see you in the next lesson where we're going to start building this thing.